'Tis the season for giving, and Zero is hoping you're in the giving spirit because we're determined to raise $200,000 to help prostate cancer patients during the COVID-19 pandemic, and we need your help. We'll have much more on that in just a few minutes, but first, our special Holiday Zero Spotlight.
Elyssa Taylor-Stewart knows firsthand the harsh realities of prostate cancer. She lost her husband to the disease in June of 2019. Since then, Elyssa has become a passionate fundraiser and advocate for Zero. She's a Zero champion who's on a mission to raise awareness about prostate cancer, especially among African American men. Hello everyone, I'm Vanessa Peterson, the National Director of Zero's Chapter Program, and I'm so excited to be here with Elyssa, who joins us from her home in California.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Elyssa. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. So clearly, Elyssa, it's the holiday season. You can see my tree behind me, and you look very festive yourself. So I know that you've been thinking a lot about your late husband, Douglas, and he was involved in a clinical trial. Can you tell us why that was so important to him?
You know, Vanessa, yes, it is the holiday season, and it's a beautiful time of the year. And it's also a sad time for people that have lost loved ones. And I'm going to be honest, it's a very sad time for me. But, you know, life goes on, and I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to help other families in their journey. So, you know, Doug was diagnosed in 2016. And, you know, series of events, PSA went up, so forth and so on. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, maybe he has prostate cancer, but he'll outlive it. You know, the doctors will say, oh, no big deal. And when we went to the hospital, when the doctor gave us this information, devastating information, that although he was healthy a year ago, his PSA had jumped up so high, he had Elyssa 9, which of course is the most deadly type of prostate cancer diagnosis you can get, most severe. And they didn't give us a lot of hope, Vanessa. They were like, you know, well, we can do this or we can do that, but you know, and I was like, what? No, we have to figure something out. So we started doing research, Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins, and we landed on MD Anderson. And we landed on MD Anderson because of the reviews that came out with what they were doing with prostate cancer, with Black men and prostate cancer, because I had done a lot of reading and realized that with African American men, prostate cancer is often more devastating. For whatever reason at that time, I didn't know, but we knew that it was a fact. So we ventured down to Houston, and we met with some just amazing people, amazing doctors, nurses, just plethora of people that were there to support us. And, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking they'll say, well, you know, we can do these things and your husband's going to be okay. And even though they were not as negative or dismal or discouraging as the original hospital, they let us know that his cancer was pretty advanced. So advanced aggressive is what they called it. And that most of the traditional forms of treatment were not available to him because I guess it goes hand in hand with where your how far along your cancer is, of what treatments they can offer you. So they said, but we can offer a clinical trial. And, you know, I heard some things about clinical trials, some great things, some not so great things. And, you know, Doug and I talked about it. And he said to me, he said, you know what, I might not be able to help myself or to give me many, many more years to live. But if me doing this clinical trial can help other young men, older men, especially men of color, then I want to do it. Douglas was an educator, lifelong educator, and committed his life to helping others. And so this was just part and parcel to who he was as a person. You know, he wanted to help others. And so we decided together as husband and wife that we were going to embark down this journey and participate in the clinical trial.
Tell us about your mission to raise awareness in the African American community. I know that you and I have talked about it before, but you know, what are some plans so those that are watching can kind of hear what your thoughts are?
You know, Vanessa, losing anyone is devastating, and it can cause sadness, depression. It can just cause you kind of just to fold. But when you lose a husband, you actually lose a piece of yourself, and the journey ahead is very difficult. So you work through your sadness, your grief, your depression. Of course, you use all the resources available to you, and then you decide what's next. And for me, what's next was to pick up Doug's legacy and just uphold it and live it out for as long as I have on this earth. And legacy of helping others, giving, making a difference. And I decided whatever I can do to help others through their journey with prostate cancer, avoid a diagnosis like this, I want to do that. Really, truthfully, I want to bring awareness to the Black and Brown community, to our men, really. Men, they don't like to go to the doctor, no big deal, no big deal. Get screened, get checked, do all the things you need to do, especially if you have it in your family. Any signs or symptoms you may have, don't ignore them. Get the help. Go to the doctor, find out what's going on, because I do believe the earlier that you find out what's going on, the more success you'll have. And so bringing awareness to my community, to all communities, but especially the African American and Hispanic community is a mission of mine. I believe that it's needed, and I want to use my voice to help in those communities.
End of year giving is really important to nonprofits like Zero. So today's kind of the last day to give. What would you want to tell a potential donor who might be thinking of giving to Zero?
Well, speaking selfishly, New Year's Eve is a very special day to me because it's my anniversary. Doug and I got married New Year's Eve in 2006. So if for no other reason, please contribute to Zero in honor of my beautiful late husband, Douglas Stewart. But in general, Zero is a wonderful organization. They've been around a long time. They've helped families in need. They've disseminated important information, education, financial resource information, and they actually do social emotional support. And as I mentioned a little while ago, something I want to get involved in is working with other wives and widows in their journey. It's a wonderful organization that it's much needed. Prostate cancer is killing men. It's killing all men, especially in the Black and Brown community. Zero is at the forefront of raising awareness, raising money. So we need to get on board with Zero to help the men in our community to save their lives. Your son, your brother, your uncle, your husband, your father, your grandfather, we can do it.
Donating to Zero this holiday season is easy. On Facebook, click the donate button. On Instagram, head to our profile page. And you can always give at zerocancer.org. Remember, give today and your gift is doubled. $25 becomes $50. $100 becomes $200. And it all goes to Zero's COVID-19 support fund, helping every prostate cancer patient get the support they need. Thank you for your donation and happy holidays.